The respect for GoodVito, but I don't respect for guys that make this dumb move when they know it's not going to be rewarded at the end of the day. They know this is putting their career at risk.
What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back for another video, another daily bodybuilding news live. And today we have two big news stories. It's going to be a quick one today, so make sure you get your comments and your questions in quick as possible. Also, if you are watching live or on replay, give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. But let's get into it. So Nick Trigili put up a video talking about this man here, GoodVito, and we're going to play a little bit of that and respond to it because there is suggestions that potentially GoodVito has used SEOs or something in his quads by Nick Trigili, and that's from GoodVito's latest physique update, which will feature soon as well. So let's get into this and let's listen to Nick Trigili on Bodybuilding BS, and I'll be deciding and giving my opinion if Nick Trigili is wrong or right.
Because I'm blown away that this kid decided to we gotta talk about what happened to GoodVito's legs yesterday, because I'm blown away that this kid decided to experiment with drugs being injected into his quads. How much dumber does this kid get? And I mean, I have all the respect for GoodVito, but I don't respect for guys that make this dumb move when they know it's not going to be rewarded at the end of the day. They know this is putting their career at risk by doing this, especially when you're so young and you're so talented. So I don't mean to come off like a real asshole, but man, where are the people in GoodVito's corner helping him out, giving him the right information? Because whoever told him to do this to his legs needs to be slapped across the head.
So it seems like that, basically GoodVito is, putting something in there, at least from what Nick Trigili says, but is it potentially what he thinks it is? Now, let's get into a bit more of this video and Nick Trigili talking about this as well.
Yesterday, basically saying he needs a coach, he needs someone to help him take.
Now, I want to stop it at this point as well. So I did this on GoodVito's video, is up on his photo that he posted up as well on Instagram, and you can see this is the actual translated version at the top. Now this is translated by Instagram, but there was a version put just below, which makes it sound a little bit different. It sounds like his translated version, at least anyway, or someone translated it for him, because he put his nationality or his language or whatever at the start, and then the opposite at the bottom. So it says, this is the translated version. It says, current form 125 kilograms, going to compete in the championships in September. I'm currently looking for a coach and a team that will conquer the top places with. Either way, I'll be creating a better version of myself and flexing on a new level. So that's the translated version from his language, at least by Instagram. Now this is what he posted underneath. Current form, weighing in at 125 kilograms, planning to perform in September. So obviously he's planning to compete in September. I'm going to show my progress on stage, aiming for first places, thanks to many tags in there. So I assume he is looking for a new coach, but I'm not even 100% sure on that, because it seems weird to put this up here, current form, 125 kilograms, and that's the non-translated version, and then below put current form, weighing at 125 kilograms, whether he's trying to hide that he's trying to find a new coach, or if he's just looking for a new coach in his country. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, but let's get on with this video.
To the next level. This kid's an IB pro. He has all the freaking potential in the world, but that's all going to come to a screaming halt if he continues to do what I think he's doing to his legs, which I do believe he's doing this to his legs, because when I look at this photo, it's so freaking obvious to me that he's injecting his legs. Now, it doesn't even matter at this point if it's gear or SEO or whatever. All that matters is that this kid is doing that already. And that's bad. It's really bad. Because if this becomes a really bad habit, you guys know what this leads to. Eventually, and very soon, his legs are gonna look horrible because they're gonna be so deformed looking. They're gonna be full of scar tissue. They're not gonna have the separation in them. They're never gonna get as lean as they need to. And that's gonna ruin his physique right off the bat. And this kid has nothing but time. And if he's doing
So Nick's right in saying he has nothing but time, that's for sure. But let's look at this update and sort of, I suppose, decipher whether there is something here on the quads to sort of speculate about. Now, you can see this here. He's got that little lump on that on his right quad, left on the screen, and you can see that sort of comes out. Now, did he have this previously? And also, you can see here, just above the normal spot, it probably is a little bit inflamed. But this could easily be from a shot in his legs or anything like that in terms of gear, which Nick does mention. It could be anything. So he's not saying definitively that he's using SEOs, any other type of oil or anything like that. But he does say that he believes it's more than gear, or he suspects, or something along those lines. I don't want to misquote Nick, but you can check out his full video. I've put the link in the description below as well, and you can give me your opinion on that. Is this going to be an issue for GoodVito or not? So let's have a look at his past photos and decide if this is something new on GoodVito or not. So here's some previous updates, and he has that same thing and the same difference between each quad here as well. Now, I don't know if it's more than before, less than before. This physique on the screen right now is insanely impressive and looks more impressive to me than the new photo, but this is obviously much closer to a contest. Looks like the week or a week before the contest. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if GoodVito is using something extra in his quads. I can't imagine he'd be pumping them up with SEOs, just based on how his legs look here. They actually look huge here. I mean, there were some photos apparently that were photoshopped that got posted up of GoodVito. I don't believe they were by him. I'm not too sure, but who knows if this is one or not. But his legs look absolutely ridiculous there. And then you go back to this one here where Nick Trigili is talking about GoodVito, and his legs don't look quite as filled out when you compare it to this one right here. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. And then you got these photos as well. And the photo there on the right, this is what I'm a little bit worried about with GoodVito in terms of just bringing conditioning and not looking washed out on stage, because he has so much fresh new muscle, because look at the size of him and he's only really young, that potentially it might not be hardened the way we want it on stage. But there is a bit of a, I suppose, leniency now with the conditioning and the dryness and all that sort of stuff, which will work in GoodVito's favor in the IFBB Pro ranks. But let's move on to our next story, and it's about Jay Cutler makes a decision and speaks publicly and a definitive decision whether he's doing the Masters Olympia this year or not. It's on the latest Cutler cast, which was just posted with manager Matt on there as well. And let's have a listen to what Jay Cutler had to say on the latest Cutler cast.
Good right now, because there's been a lot of these news channels, and I'm very transparent about everything. So I am not competing at the Masters Olympia.
Why are you lying? You just told me you were. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
So I know there's a lot of, I think they actually say, oh, Jay, if he does the Masters or whatever else, but I am going to Romania as a special guest, and I'm not guest posing. Not to say my shirt.
I think you should guest pose.
No. We never know. Depends how I look then. But
you're not guest posing.
I'm not going to guest pose. I said I never put dye on after
I reckon Jay should just rip his shirt off and actually show what he's looking like, because I don't think he's going to guest pose down in posing trunks, but I would love to see him actually up there. And I love that we get a definitive decision from Jay as well, and more of a definitive answer, because he would have known this prior. So shout out to Jay Cutler. He is the GOAT in my eyes. I mean, maybe not physique-wise on stage, but he was always my favourite growing up. I was the biggest Jay fan probably out there, and I started following him well before he won the Olympia. So shout out to Jay Cutler for putting it out there, being open and honest, and yeah, not dragging the fans along, because I don't think that Jay would ever do that these days. And it might be good from a marketing perspective, at least short term, but long term, obviously he wins fans doing this sort of stuff. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another bodybuilding University, which we're just about to record now with Chad Nichols. So make sure you check that out. I do have a post up in the community tab, so if you are watching live, you can get your questions in, and I'm just about to go on with Chad Nichols, Martin Fitzwater, and Stanimal Stan Delange. So make sure you check that out when that gets posted up. It won't be live on here, but we will be recording that in about 5 minutes from now. So make sure you check that out. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. For Xavier Wills, this is Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are out.